The reason I love playing deltaforce operations is because it's a game you can never become bored with. There are so many layers to it that makes it fun to play. You never know what loot you might find, PvP action is always changing, there are hundreds of angles and positions you can take up, you are constantly learning something new. And on top of that, you have a multitude of weapons that behave very differently from each other. A good weapon on easy might be a bad weapon on normal. For newbies, this game can be a struggle to become good at. You need time and patience. So my goal for this video is to share with you the best performance and budget weapons to use while you learn the complexities of the game. These weapons have good ADS speed, recoil and a fast TTK. Using these weapons will give you a fair chance of learning the many skills required to become a good player. This video is specifically focused for console players, and that's because the weapon control is very different from PC. I'm doing my best to give good advice for console players since I don't see many console players on YouTube giving advice consistently. So in the process of making these videos, I need to spend a fair amount of time playing and basically learning everything through trial and error. And as I learn, I want to share my experiences with you, and hopefully we can all learn together. So for all the expert players out there, please feel free to share in the comments advice that helped you the most to improve as a player. If you would like to follow my journey and learn how to improve your own skills along the way, consider hitting that subscribe button. The first budget weapon I want to talk about is the M4. I think this weapon has to be on everyone's list. It's just overall a good performing weapon, especially for the price. It's also a weapon that performs well on easy and on normal. While we try to learn the game, we are going to make a lot of mistakes, which will cost us our loot. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to lose a 300 to 400,000 weapon every time I play. And that's why I suggest using the M4. You can build a good M4 for just 150 to 200,000. I try and keep mine around 150. That way, when you lose, you can make up for it in one game. The other reason is because in-game, especially on easy mode, you will most likely find another operator using an M4. Meaning, you can almost always have a spare M4 in your stash that you took from a player or a bot. That way, you only ever need to pay for the attachments. Overall, it's very cost effective. When we go into the loadout and calibration, this is what I use most of the time. I use the practical suppressor, the Russian ×2 scope, elite stock, AR MOE rear grip, the RK-04 foregrip, and for the patches I use whatever gives me a good balanced weapon. Calibration, I go all the way on the right on the foregrip, and on the stock the bottom one fully right. In the shooting range you will see the TTK is around half a second mid-range, and if I stay on target about 0.05 seconds long range. But I can't do it consistently. It's so hard to keep the stability under control over long range. On 25 meters it can be as low as 0.44 seconds, but the further away the target, the slower the TTK. It's not the best weapon to have long range as the recoil starts to expose itself. But for a person still learning the game, it's a fantastic weapon. You can obviously calibrate it in such a way that it has steady recoil across a long distance, but you will have to sacrifice handling in the process. I guess it depends on your style of play. In comparison to the M4, I have very little playtime with this weapon, but I love it already. And it is the AUG. Even though at the base cost it's not as cheap as other weapons in this list, but you don't need to spend much to make it good. Add some calibration and you have a weapon with almost no recoil. So you can get away with a good AUG for under 200k. What makes this weapon a good choice is that it can be used effectively in normal mode as well. I don't know if it's just a placebo effect from a louder sound of fire, but it feels like the AUG carries a stronger punch than the M4. Even though it has a slower rate of fire, its TTK is slightly faster than the M4. Mid-range, it has minimal recoil, decent ADS speed and a fast TTK. Mid-range, it performs around 0.53 seconds when you hit all your shots, and long range can be 0.53 if you once again hit all your shots. For my budget loadout, I use the Russian ×2 scope, practical suppressor, RK0 foregrip, cheek pad and the small mag assist. Foregrip calibration is all the way to the left, cheek pad top setting is halfway to the left. I spent most of my time using the AUG on Layale Grove and I found it to be excellent. It has really good performance across longer distances as well, which gives you a bit more confidence to engage in a gunfight from a distance. Usually with the M4 I won't shoot from too far away because I don't want to miss and give away my position too early. I don't have the same hesitation when I use the AUG. I do want to mention something funny though. While I'm playing, it feels way better than when I look back at the recordings while I edit. I miss way more shots than I realized. In game, it feels like I enter flow state. While editing, I'm thinking, wow, how did I miss that bad? Trust me when I say, it's not always easy looking back at your own footage and see the silly things you've done. But that's how you learn. The next weapon actually blew me away. And the crazy thing is I used to think it's one of the worst in operations. But as I tested out multiple weapons for this video, I had to try them all and judge them according to recoil, ADS speed and TTK. I literally went through all the budget weapons and couldn't find something I'm happy with. And then I decided to get the QBZ95 and just try it. It blew me away. With some basic attachments and calibration, it felt like the AUG, maybe even a little better. I'll go as far as to say that this is the best budget weapon you can get to help you learn the complexities of the game. With a base cost of under 30k and its attachments being crazy cheap, you can build a really good QBZ. I got involved in a few intense gunfights with it and I believe it's this weapon that gave me the edge. Unfortunately, I forgot to press record so I don't have the footage for you to watch, but I did bring the receipts of those victories. I must say I felt quite proud of these victories. I got caught completely off guard by two pinnacle players but came out on top. This gave me a huge confidence boost. Okay guys, it was twice that I forgot to press record, which is more unfortunate because these were my first official victories over legit teams. And the high I got from it was such a good feeling and I realized once again why this game is such a brilliant game. I've been grinding it out day after day lately and finally it felt like I'm making some progress. After many losses, you can start to feel like you're just not cut out for this game. But perseverance is key. The journey is still long, but I'm super excited. For my budget QBZ build, I use the Russian ×2 scope, competition foregrip, AR MOE rear grip. The mag isn't a must, but I use it, a cheek pad, HG kit, and a tactical barrel. For the calibration, you need to pay some attention. I'm not fully sold on how I calibrated it, I'm still playing around with it. But for now, it feels pretty good. I will continue to refine it over time. Give it a try and let me know if you guys find it useful or what you prefer personally. The calibration for the barrel is both full right, foregrip is both full right, rear grip no changes, cheek pad top is set halfway to the left and bottom full right. Optic no changes. Give this loadout and calibration a try and let me know in the comments how you like it. I tried different SMGs like the SMG45 and the SR3. Those are good weapons, but for me the SMG has a slow rate of fire. I'd rather use an AR with the same rate of fire but does more damage over long distance. The SR3 I struggled to get a good recoil with, especially on medium to long distance. Again, I'd rather choose an AR that has more stable recoil across multiple distances. That's just my preference. I'm curious to hear which weapons you guys really like, that are budget and you find reliable across the different difficulty levels. I also just recently started playing around with calibration and it's not as difficult as I initially thought. I want a stable recoil, but I also want good ADS speed for those close quarter fights. So my overall favorite budget weapon for now is the QBZ. Although all the weapons I mentioned today are really good. You will have great progress if you use any of these. It's up to personal preference at the end of the day. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching and learned some valuable things. I will keep pushing and grinding to bring you better gunfights and better content. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe for future content. As always, take care and see you on the battlefield.